Hey, okay, hey, so this is day 349. Can you believe it? I'm almost done. And it's so funny because this 365-day live has become such a routine that it's almost like a no-brainer for me to show up. It doesn't feel like I'm in this place of like, oh, I should show up or whatnot. It's just like, oh yeah, it's time to do my IG live. Like, let's go on and do this. So it's crazy that it's coming to an end, but I think that it is so perfectly fitted as to where I'm at in my journey, in my business and in my life, that it's almost like, yeah, it's like meant to end at this point. And I think it's not that I'm not going to show up on videos anymore. I think I will. It's just going to be with like a different intention, but I won't be continuing the daily, because this entire past year of doing these 365, a lot has shifted, a lot has changed. And I feel like also a drastic shift in the past week of myself and who I am and how I want to show up in the world, how I want to show up as a person, but how I want to show up in my business and what my business is all about, and getting that clarity of like, okay, I feel like I'm like tapping into another level, another version. And there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in all of that, because it's like obviously like there's times where we grow, right? We're always growing. We're always growing every day. Like the person you were yesterday is not the same person you are today. But sometimes like we don't recognize the growth that we have done. We need to like, either we look back in the past and we're like, okay, like this version of me like would have not reacted the same way to this situation as, you know, the version of me today reacts, for example. And then that's how we can see the level of growth is like how different situations come up and we see how we respond and react to them versus like who we were a month ago, 5 years ago, whatnot. And so I think like, but then there's like those shifts and moments where you actually do feel like a changed person, that you actually do feel like a different person. And I feel like the minute Mars retrograde ended and Mercury retrograde ended, like both of those have created this like weird shift within me that is just like, oh, like, no, I feel different. Like, I feel like I've just leveled up, which is like really interesting because like, you know, those moments for me, at least, they don't come as often. And so kind of like with those shifts, with my crazy big jump of like move in life of like navigating, living in two places, but also like moving back to Whistler full time and being here. And like being here this time around is different. It's like, I definitely feel like the different shift, like one, like my life is not the same like last time. Like I'm not working 2 jobs. I'm not working for somebody else. I'm actually running my business and getting invitations, and like that thing is unfolding, which is really cool to see that happening, because I'm like, oh my God, like this is happening. And like the abundance and the money is coming in to support my way of living. And there's definitely a lot of surrender in this and a trust in the universe and following the breadcrumbs as to where it's all leading. But it's like I've come in that, and then I'm coming back to Whistler after doing so much shadow work, after doing such in-depth healing, that the version I am now is not the same version I was when I was here last time. And the conversations I'm having with people, the people I'm meeting, it's different. A lot of things are different this time around. And so I feel different. I feel different being here. And also like, I mean, like I'm for the first time in my life, I'm actually living with a male roommate too. So that has also shifted, because it's either in the past I've lived with girl roommates or I lived alone. I have lived in a partner also in the past, but this is different. This is like a friend. And so that is like, there's a different dynamic of when living with someone from the opposite sex. Having not lived with someone from the opposite sex before. So that's why to me, it's like it's a different dynamic. So it's interesting. Like there's a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, and like kind of coming to this 365-day live closure. It's it's meant to end. It's meant to end because I'm tapping into this new beginning with my business. I'm tapping into this new beginning with who I am as a person. I'm not the same Julie I was a month ago, not the same Julie I was 6 months ago, 2 years ago. It's different. And it's like almost this like I'm ready to show up differently in the world. Like I'm ready to show up in my business differently and who I am in my friendships and relationships. And it's almost like there's nothing holding me back anymore. Like I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know my values. I know my boundaries. I know myself so well through all this shadow work. And it's almost like I'm seeing, like the crazy part is that I'm seeing like the benefits internally and externally, of course, but like more so internally, the benefits of doing all this inner child healing and shadow work actually come to fruition. Like I'm actually seeing it like with who I am and how I'm showing up right now and who I'm being and the conversations I'm having. I'm like, I'm like finally seeing like, okay, it makes sense why I had to do all that, why I had to go through all that internally. And I'm like kind of seeing that in myself, which is like really beautiful and really interesting. So yeah, I have no idea where life is going to take me. And every day is a surprise. And I'm just navigating my intuition, navigating myself, and just going with the flow and seeing whatever happens, whatever's meant to unfold will unfold. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited for this chapter of my life right now because of like the declaration of like coming into 2023 and being like, no, I'm ready to have fun. I'm ready to live the life I've always like wanted to live. Like, and I'm making it happen. It is happening. And it is like legit ongoing, which is really cool. Everything I dreamed of like to have is like as a life between like the socializations and doing the activities and the places I'm living in and running my business. And it's like, it's all here. It's all happened. And it feels good. It feels good. It fills my cup and it's nice. It's nice. So I don't know. Wanted to share that with you all today. And I'm going to take a nap because it's nap time. And I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye.